Sat Shri Akal and welcome to today's Expert Talk episode of Muse with Mandy. As you know that हमारे Expert Talk show में हम invite करते हैं reputed experts को आपके सवालों का जवाब देने के लिए। तो आज हमारे स्टूडियो में तशरीफ लाए हैं अपने मैंडी सर के साथ डॉक्टर मनंदर सिंह।
Thank you, Dr. Maninder, for having come to our studio. And I may inform all the audience over here that Dr. Maninder is certified ethical hacker and a licensed penetration tester. And recently he has won a Shrestha Acharya Award also. डॉक्टर साहब, आपसे मैं एक बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहता हूं जो मेरे लिए बहुत कंफ्यूजिंग है। हम कहते हैं द टर्म हैकिंग एंड क्रैकिंग, क्या ये दोनों टर्म्स इंटरचेंजेबली यूज हो सकती हैं? डू दे मीन द सेम, और इन दोनों के टेक्निकली दो डिफरेंट मीनिंग्स होते हैं?
Let me tell you, Dr. Mandy. Actually, these terms mean very differently. So people have been using these terms synonymously, but now, as you see, the hacker term is used in a more defensive manner, whereas the cracker term is used for a malicious intent person. So if a person is doing a hacking, he is actually expert in doing, you can say, reverse engineering kind of a job. Whereas in cracking, he is doing the same kind of a job. He has the expertise, but the thing is, his intent is malicious. That is the difference between hacker and cracker, basically.
So basically, hacking means ethical hacking only.
Yeah, ethical means ethical hacking, and we hire ethical hackers to do the job of a system analyst who can do the defensive strategies of a company or like that.
मेरे को ना एक थोड़ा गलत कंसेप्ट था। मैं ये सोचता था कि अगर आप किसी वेबसाइट के अंदर घुस जाते हैं तो दैट इज हैकिंग, अगर आप किसी सॉफ्टवेयर को अपने हिसाब से बिना लाइसेंस से यूज करते हैं दैट्स क्रैकिंग। I think that is not the right thing.
That is not the right thing, definitely. See, hacking and cracking, these terms have cropped up since now almost 5-6 years back. Previously, the people used this hacking term for hackers only. But now the thing has come up because network security is on a boom. So each and everybody wants to get secure his network. So hacking and cracking, now the people have started to understand that hacking is a defensive and cracking is a malicious.
Offensive sort of.
Yes, yes.
Right. Okay, let's have one question from the audience over here, please. Yes, please.
Hello, sir. I am Manish from Bikaner. Sir, I want to know that, sir, what is ethical hacking?
Doctor, please once again tell me this ethical hacking. Exactly, ethical hacking के बारे में थोड़ा डिटेल में बताएं.
Okay. See, as I told you previously also, cracker and hacker, the difference between both. Now, this ethical hacking is a term which has propped up just 2 years back, and many a company are giving certifications on these courses. Now, ethical hacking means we are doing a hacking, that means reverse engineering into a network, but with our ethical intent. That means we are not going to do something which can devastate the network. We are into the ethical part of a network. That means whatever we are doing, it's with a very good intent. Okay, so it does not have any malicious intent.
That's right. But suppose somebody goes in for this kind of certification, he learns all the tricks into how to hack in with a good intent, and then content is something very subjective. बाद में उसका मन बदल जाता है, वो malicious बन जाता है. So what's the safeguard against that?
See, it all depends upon a conscience of a person. We also do engineering, we do medicine, and after that we take a pledge that I'll do this for my society, I'll do this for this. So similarly, these ethical hacking certification, they also had something where a person has to pledge first of all that what I'll do it for a society. I'll not do it for something else or I will not indulge into those things which will lead money popping up into my pocket and I'll go away. Okay. So
it means something like we prepare for a police, we arm the person to guard the society.
Yes.
And if at all he reverses his role, I mean there is no end to it.
Nobody can help it
like
out.
That,
Yeah,
like
nobody
that.
can help.
That's right. That's quite right. Okay, we have a next question from the audience. He wants to ask something, please.
Hello, sir. I am Preet Kamal from Jalandhar. My question to you is, sir, what's the need to learn techniques used by malicious hackers?
Okay, so please tell that what's the need to learn techniques that are used by malicious hackers, or you can say crackers.
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, the thing is, let's take an example. I am driving my car and I'm on a highway. I don't find a nearby service station. and my car breaks down. What needs to be done? If I have a knowledge of a car, that how it works, a little bit knowledge, say, so I'll be able to at least give a try.
Some
and
first aid sort of thing.
yeah. The similar thing is, if I am, say, I am fighting against some kind of an army, if I know what they are, what kind of arsenal they are using against, then it becomes very defensive for me. I can plan my, you can say, the attack accordingly. The similar thing is here, unless until I know what the cracker is going to hit. Say, if he is trying to plot a Trojan, so I should have a defense against the Trojan. He's trying to plot a backdoor, I should have defense against backdoor. So it becomes very, very necessary to understand what kind of a technique, how they work, what kind of tools or arsenal, what kinds of techniques are being used by the crackers.
It's like something, if you know how the people break the locks, so you know them, you make a better locks.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. That's a defense strategy.
Okay, we have a next question, please.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I'm Ashima. I want to know why the data shows an exponential increase in security breaches.
Yeah, as I've shown some graph for this particular thing, exponential increase means the tools available for the network security are available on the internet like anything. You go to some site, you break into that site, and you can get lots of tools which are available, and you can use those tools, and these tools are available at a ease. As is shown in the graph, you can see the exponential increase in the breach, whereas the sophistication of the tools is also increasing, but the knowledge to launch those particular attacks is decreasing. That means any novice, any say +2 standard or 10 standard student, he can or she can also launch an attack, and this can lead to a devastating effect on the network security. So this exponential increase is there are a number of hackers which are coming into this community, and they are deploying these tools over the internet, which can be easily downloadable by anybody.
कंप्यूटर सिक्योरिटी का चलता रहेगा वाद-विवाद। मिलते हैं एक छोटी सी ब्रेक के बाद। Welcome back after such a refreshing break. Now let's move on to our next question.
Hello, sir. I'm Guneet from Roper. I want to know, sir, how different hackers are classified.
Yeah, these hackers are classified basically into 3 categories. We have a black hat hackers, we have a grey hat hackers, and we have white hat hackers. These black hat hackers, they are basically crackers only. So this is a new term which is coined, and actually these people do the malicious intent job. Whereas grey hat hackers, they are kind of bin pendi ka lota. Okay, if they get money, they will become black hat. If they are into some other sort of a job, they might become a white hat. So these white hat hackers basically are pure defense analysts, and this is what we basically mean by ethical hackers. So they fall in this category of white hackers.
Sir, I'm Navneet from Chandigarh. I use internet at home, so I want to know what precautionary measures are recommended for safe surfing.
Yeah, that's a pretty good question. Many of people nowadays are using internet at home, but now the precautionary measure, as you ask, is the first thing is most of us are using Windows XP or any kind of a Windows operating system because it is easy to do surfing on Windows platform. But then the thing is, if you are working on Windows XP and you are logged in as an administrator, and most of the people doesn't know what exactly is administrator user, this particular user has a very higher privilege. So if something from the outside come into your PC like a virus or the Trojan, or you can simply say somebody is peeping into your system and you are as a highest privilege level, so what will happen? He will also gain access into your system at a higher privilege. So the first thing which I want to recommend over here is kindly use internet when you are surfing at a lowest privilege. That means become a guest user, surf internet is pretty safe. But if you are administrator user and surfing internet, you are going to have some problem cropping up.
Hello sir, I am Anshu from Patiala. I want to ask that what are Trojan horses and why are they different from viruses and worms?
Okay, this Trojan horses. See, the Trojan horses, there's a big story behind it. All of us know the Troys. Okay, the Greek people, they went to the Troys, they have presented them with a horse. And that was a wooden horse, inside that a whole army was there. and at the midnight they came out and they just you can say won that war. The same thing is over here. When you use a piece of a software, you will not be listening that there is something behind the software. So you are just running that particular software and something drops on your PC. So this particular software will open up certain kind of ports on your system, and which are basically known as backdoors. So that later on the master who has Trojan your system, he can come back into your system at his own ease. Okay. So that kind of thing is a Trojan horse, and this is a kind of a thing which has come up very recently, and these Trojan horses are kind of a very bad impact. They can have very bad impact on your PC, and they cannot be basically tracked by spywares or antivirus softwares very easily. So it becomes a necessity that whenever you are going to run some kind of a CD on your system, so have the CD from a trusted source rather than just pick up a game CD and install on your system. That can kind of create a problem.
Right. The question was that what's the difference between virus and a Trojan? Virus भी कुछ इस तरीके से नहीं करता. Of course वो शायद ports नहीं खोलता होगा.
Yeah.
But वैसे जैसे वायरस का एक सिग्नेचर होता है, ट्रोजन का कोई सिग्नेचर नहीं है. क्या एंटीवायरस जो है अपडेटेड वर्जन ऑफ एंटीवायरस वो ट्रोजन्स को बीच में डिटेक्ट नहीं कर सकता?
Yeah, that is a recommended thing. See, we should have, when we say about antiviruses on our system, we should have an updated image of antivirus. That will definitely safeguard you. But the difference between virus, worm and Trojan is the viruses spread with the human intervention. Okay, say a file is situated on your system, you double click on this and the virus goes into your system. So it needs a human intervention. Whereas the worms, they travel on the internet. You go to some site and that site is infected, your system gets infected. Okay, so you are not doing anything. So worms spread like anything. So I will just show one example where a worm like Nimda, it has broken, and within few hours it actually spread throughout the world. Okay, so they are more devastating as compared to viruses.
They must be traveling at a very fast rate, and within few minutes, it must be spreading all over the globe because we are all connected in one way or the other.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we want to say in a security, that we should have some kind of a sensors or alarms. That alarm should go on as soon as some system gets infected on the internet.
Dr. Maninder, एक बात मेरे को भी याद आई. एक बार my friend once asked me on a mail that why are you interested in knowing my bank account number? मैंने कहा भी मैंने तो आपको कोई ऐसी मेल नहीं दी. And he actually showed me the mail had gone from my mail account, with my all details and signatures in the mail. And it was said that Mr. So and so, I want to know your bank detail accounts. Kindly furnish me by the return mail. मैंने उसको कोई मेल डाली नहीं. ये एक तरीके से मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग सी हो गई. तो ये मेल कहाँ से एकदम से पॉप अप होके मेरे मेल बॉक्स से निकल के उसमें चली गई? I mean, how will you classify this as a worm or like what was that?
See, actually, this particular attack which we are talking about is this is a spamming. Okay, so somebody wants to become myself and sends a mail to my friends. Okay, let me tell you how it happened. Somebody sent me an email. That email is infected one. As soon as it gets, you can say, started on my system, so it picks up addresses from my address book only and becomes myself and sends those particularly dummy emails to my friends.
That's very dangerous. Like,
yeah,
अगर वो उसको अपना बैंक अकाउंट नंबर दे देता, सोचते भी कोई बात नहीं, मैंडी ने पूछा है, दे देते हैं, तो वो तो उसका सारा माल ही साफ कर देता.
Yeah, definitely. That's why the education comes into play, that we should be aware of what we are doing on the internet and what kind of emails we should not actually open even. Okay, even if you open some mail, most of the people among you, the audience, you people might have got an email which says that you have won a $1 million lottery. Okay, so those kind of mails are dummy mails and they come from these malicious people, and their intent is to get your credit card numbers, get your account numbers and those kind of stuff.
It's okay to resist, a $1 million lottery, although it's easier to say to resist, but still possible. But if it comes under my name, goes to my friend, how will he come to know that it's not the real Mandy but a fictitious one, somebody else impersonating me? Uska kya ilaj hai?
Okay, yeah, see, Mandy, in this case, what happens, the user who is getting an email, I'll tell you one thing, in each and every email software, there is something to see the headers of an email. So if you clearly look at the headers, if you suspect that this mail has some, you can say, malicious intent, you can just check at the headers and in the header there is one term which is known as envelope of an email. So it might have, say, mandy@yahoo.com, but when you open that header, it will show this is some other user. So from there you can come to know that this mail is not actually came from Mandy. Or if you want to be very sure about a transaction or this kind of stuff, actually send the encrypted emails. Okay, so that is again one technology available where you will encrypt the whole of a data and send it to your friend, so that nobody in between can see the data, or you can say fabricate a new email for you. Okay, so that can be
new issue encrypting and decrypting. But most of the people are not aware of this thing.
Yeah, but in corporates where see the transactions happen, we do recommend that you use an encryption.
अच्छा ये बताइए सर, ये वायरस, इसके बारे में मेरे को थोड़ा सा ये बताएं. After all, virus is a piece of software, right? And it goes along with some other, it attaches itself with some other software, and then from there it infects other files. And after all, ये जो वायरस किसी एक सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर नहीं लिखा होगा ना, ह्यूमन बीइंग नहीं लिखा होगा, तो उसको ये वायरस लिखने का फायदा क्या है? Like why people write viruses? It's just a sadistic pleasure. उनको मजा आता है लोगों को तंग करने के लिए, या उनको कुछ फायदा भी होता है इससे?
Yeah, that's again a new term. Basically, that how the virus spreads. Basically, right? Now the thing is, viruses are most of the time they are written for some you can say intent behind it, that I'll get some money. Okay, so most of the governments even these days are actually pumping up a money to the hacker that you do this thing for us. Okay, and the other thing is some novice user, or he might be able to, he wants to say to his friend that see, I have written something which can fool a people.
Okay, हो गया ना, so that question हो गया. That is okay, but ये money वाली बात, I mean, how do people earn money by writing viruses?
See, it's a well said in network security terminology that these viruses are, many antivirus company do this. Okay, they write a virus and they only show that this antivirus is available for this virus, and the people can purchase and this kind of.
खुद ही पहले बीमारी फैला दो, खुद ही बाद में उसकी दवाई बेचो.
It happens, but most of the, let me tell you, most of the companies these days they don't do this. But certainly some of them are into this business.
And perhaps it's also there that the people start using their, original CDs and softwares and not the pirated ones. ये virus के scare से थोड़ा.
Yeah, that might be one of the intents. That might be.
We have another question for the audience, please.
Hello sir, I'm Mandy from Andaman and Nicobar Islands. I use credit card on the net. Can you guide us on how to safeguard against credit card fraud?
Yeah, credit card transaction. You have been doing so, right? Now, in this case, let me tell the audience that credit card transaction on the internet, it only requires you to have 16-digit number, a CVV code, and expiry date. Nothing else is required. If somebody steals your credit card, he only needs these three things in order to do the transaction on the internet. Now, the problem with this is, say you bought some CD from your friend or something and you got installed some software and it installed a Trojan, which is basically a keylogger. So whatever key you press on your system, it goes to his master. So now the problem is, when I am punching my credit card number, and if it goes through a keylogger to the master, he will have my credit card number. So that means he only needs to guess the expiry date and he can make the transaction. So the safeguard against this particular credit card fraud is, it's very simple. What you do whenever you are going to transact on the internet, so you basically open a notepad and write few digits over here and few digits on the notepad. Okay, so this will become a garbled number which will go to the master and he has to get the number out of it. So no, you can say no software can safeguard against these kind of attacks, but only this trivial trick can help you to safeguard your credit card number. So that is my recommendation. Whenever you do transaction, prop up a notepad, do something over there, do something on the credit card number and send it on to us. Okay.
Sir, आपने बहुत अच्छा trick बताया that we open two windows, let us say one on notepad and one on which we are going to make the credit card transaction. कुछ keys यहाँ पे type कर ली, कुछ वहाँ पे ऐसे fictitious में type कर ली. It's a good thing. But sir, एक बात बताएं, जो ये very sign secure की जो sites होती हैं, क्या उसमें भी ये trick लगाना पड़ेगा या वहाँ पे सीधा-सीधा type करने से सब कुछ secure ही रहता है ऐसे से?
हाँ जी मैंने ये तो बात तो ठीक है आप जो कह रहे हैं वेरी साइन सी जितनी भी हम ट्रांजैक्शंस करते हैं यूजुअली ऑन बैंकिंग साइट all these are certified by some certified authority like VeriSign or Thate. There are many such authorities available. Now the thing is they will not safeguard against key logging. Okay, so they are actually encrypting your data and sending it to the bank. So the transaction of your data is safe, but as such when it travels from your keyboard to the internet, so that is not safe. So this kind of trick is only available when you are typing and key logging. That will help.
सवाल पूछ रहे हो हमसे एक ज्ञान एक टाइम टू टेक अ शॉर्ट ब्रेक refreshing break. Now let's move on to our next question.
Hello sir, my name is Prabhakrish. I'm in 7th standard. I want to ask you a question that I bought a CD from my friend of a game. If I use in my PC, it will get virus or not?
Yeah, game CDs. Yeah, that's a question every kid wants to ask. See, most of the people get the CD. वो CD लेके आते हैं, अब they install something on their system. Now let me tell you one thing. If you have brought this CD and it's not pirated one, I think you can trust that kind of a CD. But if that CD you have just brought it from your friend and he has also copied from internet or something, it might happen that some virus can get into your system. Okay.
So there is one thing called phishing. Of course, ये जो phishing हम करते हैं मछली पकड़ने वाली वो तो नहीं होती होगी. But what is this phishing thing? Something very fishy about this or something technical?
Phishing. Yeah, Mandy, it's not that phishing which we are talking about that we go to a pond and fish. It's very technical term and it's a pretty new term. Now these days what happens, say I type in a URL www.icicbank.com, but I get into some other kind of a site. So it gives me the same kind of features, it gives me the same kind of login, but this is not actual to that bank site. So what will happen if I punch in my username and ID and after that the connection might lose or I might get into some other site. So these credentials of me which I have entered are stolen by these people. So phishing term is that creating a similar kind of interface into a dummy site. So whenever you will move on, you think that it's the original site, but actually it is not an original site. And this kind of thing can be done by another technical term I am talking about. This is known as DNS poisoning. That somebody poisons your DNS and this particular thing gets diverted into a new zone where a new page will come up and you enter your credentials. Now if you wish to safeguard against phishing, the first recommended thing is kindly update your browser. So for example, Internet Explorer 7, it has a small screen at the bottom of your browser which says that it can safeguard against phishing. So the first thing is kindly do so. Second thing, whenever you are surfing internet and you are going to do a financial transaction, kindly see a small lock which comes on top of your browser, which actually explains that this particular site is using HTTPS and the certificate is in OK state. So these two things are recommended when you want to safeguard against phishing.
That was indeed a very informative and enriching talk. On behalf of Time TV, Mandy sir, and on my own personal behalf, I, Geenajit Kaur, once again thank Dr. Maninder Singh for having spared his precious time for such a noble cause. Next episode will be a mixed bag show, wherein you may ask any science or technology related question. आपको ये शो कैसा लगा हमें जरूर लिखें on musewithmandy@timetv.in. You can also visit to our site musewithmandy.com. And to celebrate our newly gained knowledge, I invite all the audience to come to the dance floor.
पूछो any सवाल और वाना देखो साइंस का कमाल फिर इस रिसर्च का क्या है हाल ओए अपने मैंडी सर देना You wanna पूछो any सवाल और वाना देखो साइंस का कमाल फिर इस रिसर्च का क्या है हाल ओए अपने मैंडी सर देना Let's Muse with Mandy. Let's Muse with Mandy. Oh yeah. Muse with Mandy. Let's Muse with Mandy.